Oh, hello, I'm Jennifer Gallegos, and our proposition is that the adoption and continued use of an agricultural guest worker program will decrease illegal immigration while contributing to the U.S. economy, as well as avoid employee abuse. And the U.S. and its agricultural history have had a constant relationship with both citizens and non-citizens of different ethnicities, feeding both the country and working in an industry that many wouldn't want to consider being employed in because of the harsh, backbreaking conditions that it entails. This work is often given to those who would do anything to better their lives, as well as kind of get a foot in the door, and to improve the lives of their family as well, which they might have in another country. And although there is currently a guest worker program that allows for this to occur, the better understanding of the current situation would allow for vast improvements that would not only benefit the employer but the employee as well. To allow non-citizens with specific visas to be able to work in an industry that is growing every day would not only contribute to the increased production of agricultural goods globally, but also improve the lives of those who would want to come to the U.S. to improve their own lives and their families. And a program that allows for this to happen is the H-2A guest worker program. And as stated on farmworkerjustice.org, the H-2A guest worker program allows for agricultural employers to hire workers from other countries on temporary work permits for agricultural jobs that last 10 months or less, or seasonal. And to bring in H-2 guest workers, employers must first show that they have tried and are unable to find U.S. workers to meet their global needs. This is significant because not only ensures that employers must prove that they were unable to find citizens or workers, so they're not going out of their way to try to hire illegal immigrants or non-citizens and to avoid breaking the law, but it also gives others a chance to make a living in a place somewhere, or in a place some may have tried to immigrate to the U.S. without proper documentation. Additionally, the continuing implementation of the H-2 guest worker program would help decrease the influx of non-citizens in the U.S., as many would no longer have to sneak into the country, considering it would be easier for them to obtain proper documentation to seek employment, as they would need to prove they already have a job set up for them. And when farm workers are undocumented or undocumented non-citizens work, many employers will often neglect them to give them basic rights such as overtime pay, safety training, and workers' compensation. And as stated on sustainabletable.org, the H-2A program protects the immigrant workers' rights to fair wages, benefits, and transportation, and regulates minimum work guarantees, working conditions, and housing for foreign workers. It also stipulates, since it is a temporary work visa, that workers who complete a farm season must be provided with transportation back to their home country. And a program similar to, or even better this one, to the H-2A program would also ensure that workers are continued to given proper wages and treated well. And an article entitled "The True Cost of Food: Asking an Undocumented Agricultural Worker," written by Brad Wong for the Equal Voice News. Wong interviewed an agricultural worker that was or is undocumented who suffered tremendously from foot injuries after he was not provided proper health care. Forced to work the harsh winter conditions of Oregon to meet the demand for red raspberries, he was only given less than proper shoe attire, which attributed to the loss of half of both of his feet. And under the H-2A program, this probably wouldn't have happened because employers need to give their workers proper health care and work conditions. And the heresy claim is that the current law that makes it illegal to hire undocumented immigrants in farm work would help increase the agricultural output that is expected to feed the increase of the U.S. global, as well as the global population within the next 37 years. According to Don Hofstrand, an agricultural economist, wrote in the Ag MRC Renewable Energy and Climate Change newsletter in January 2012, that the current global population of 7 billion people is expected to increase to 9 billion by the year 2050. And with the increase in population comes the increase in demand for food. As farmers try to meet the ever-rising demand of food that comes with the increase of population, many times they resort to hiring non-citizens to ensure that they're able to meet expectations of feeding not only our own population, but the population of those around the globe. This comes with implications of its own. For example, if it is discovered that a farmer is employing non-citizens that are here illegally, there is often a penalty for both parties. And by adopting the H-2A guest worker program, the farmers would be able to receive help in the ever-demanding agricultural field, all while the guest workers are given a chance to improve their economic standings and while contributing to the constant output of goods. And my solvency claim is that the U.S. government has instated a program that is comparable in the mid-20th century, and a similar program that was implemented during the Second World War and lasted until 1964 was called the Bracero Program. And this program because this program was instated because of a labor shortage that resulted in the goods production being focused on war efforts, and the absence of agricultural workers called for the U.S. government to kind of import workers from neighboring countries, especially Mexico, to kind of help fill the void that was occurring. And I think that the continuing use of the H-2A guest worker program would not only contribute to by increasing our output, but it would also make way for the flaws that are already occurring with it to be better worked out and kind of iron out the kinks. So, thank you.